Hey, good evening, and welcome to the Sports Doctors In. My name is Larry Abels, and I'm proud to be on this panel with these distinguished gentlemen. So let me introduce them to you. First, we'll start off with Bobby Kinson. How you doing, Bob?
Man, what's up, Larry? I'm happy than a 14th Street pimp with a bag of nickels.
Here we go. Then we're going to introduce the sports doctor himself, Earl Go-Go Rush. What's up, sports doctor?
I'm Phil's leader.
Hey, Larry, Bobby, Mike.
And last but not least, our newest panel member for this week, Mike McEady. Mike, thanks for joining us. A little background on Mike. Mike's a longtime friend of mine. We've known each other decades. Mike was, I don't want to say a former track star, so I'll just say he was a track star out at Fairmont Heights. He owns quite a few records out here in Maryland, Freegee County, and the state of Maryland.
You could say former. That boy came out.
I would say former.
Definitely. I would say that too. I don't even know him.
Oh, that was definitely yesteryear. But I appreciate the invitation, and I'm very pleased to be on the show with you.
What did you run? What heats did you run?
I'm a sprinter, quarter down.
Oh.
Okay. I had some give you up yesteryear.
Oh, the police never caught you.
What's that?
The police never caught you.
No, why?
Because you had
nothing wrong.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Okay, good.
Yeah, that's why we're avoiding it. Hey, let's jump into this. NCAA tournaments. And let's start with the men. Bob, how did Houston not win this? How did Florida win this?
Well, let's go on record. What's the two people on here that actually picked Florida? It was two people, right? Am I right? That picked Florida to win it all?
I don't know. I guess you might have been one of them.
I was one. What are you talking about? I thought you were the other one.
I can't remember who I picked last week.
That's a daggone shame. See, hey, Mike, they just don't give me no credit for mine.
We'll give you credit. I just don't remember who I picked.
I don't know if this might be big danger, but you remember Jimmy the Greek?
Yeah.
They call me Bobby the African. So look, I picked Florida, and how Florida won, they got the ace card, and I'm gonna just say his name, Clayton. That's his name. That's how they won.
Mike, did you get a chance to see any of that game?
Actually, I did. And while Florida definitely deserves the win, when Houston was up 12, I noticed early on, I had trouble discerning what kind of defense we were playing, but I noticed they would always double the ball when they came across, then jump back into a man, and it really took, off the cuff, Big Jeff Hefe.
All right. Big Hefe. What's up, Big Hefe?
What's up, Big Hefe? But they would double the ball, and Florida had trouble getting into their offense. And it seems like their legs got tired in the second half and couldn't press as well, and Florida just kept chipping away at it.
Earl, your thoughts on the game?
I thought it was a great game. Both teams had trouble scoring. I thought that Houston would win, but it was a great game. I mean, if the gentleman who didn't take the shot had taken the shot, we still would probably be looking for where the ball landed. So at least he realized that. But that's a hard way to go to not to get a shot at such a great game.
Hey, question, man, because nobody noticed it. Do you know that he was the same guy that did the same move in the game before? He went to go shoot, and but he picked it up that last game. He did the same thing, up and down. Remember, that's called up and down.
I've seen in the last couple of weeks, I've seen that happen at least twice.
That was him. The same guy, Rich, he did it the game before. But remember, he picked it up and he got called for traveling this time.
I do remember that.
He was smart of it, but nobody mentioned that. He was the same guy, man. Went up and down. Remember, you haven't seen that call in years. Remember that up and down?
Yeah. Well, I know I've seen it twice, like over the in the Final Fours, and so he must have been one of the players that did it. They got up on him so quick. I thought Florida, I mean, Houston took too long to get their shot. You know, the
They
pros
did.
can usually do a good job of holding it to the last second, but
But
their offense was out of whack.
But this gives Florida and Houston some, man, they were playing some D. Okay, it wasn't like they would just run around open. They were on their behind. The defense.
Oh, I agree with that, but don't you think they took too long to get into their shot at the end of the game?
Well,
And
why
Jeff,
do you think they took too long? Because they were D'ing them up.
Well, I thought it was almost by design. They didn't even look like they looked for the basket until like the last 5 seconds. Now the defense was good. Don't get me wrong, but I think that probably hurt them. But no, both teams were playing pretty good defense.
That to me. That's why they couldn't get in offense, because they were up on them. If you go but replay them, they picked them up full court. They didn't wait for them to come across the line. If you notice, they picked them up at full court, and that's why they couldn't get into the play. And I thought that was the call by the coach.
I saw it differently. Florida was really interesting to me because I thought they should have lost to UConn, Texas Tech, Auburn, and this game. And they were able to pull all of those games out despite trailing in all those games late. It was almost like they had magic.
Well, Houston should have lost to Duke.
Mike, what players look good to you? Any players stand out to you during this?
The game yesterday, actually, a number of players look good. One of the things that really caught me, though, especially on offense, Houston didn't have the same length as the Florida players. But I noticed on the glass, they would try to always kick it out to people on the offensive glass. And they got a number of second and third shot opportunities. And when the guys were stroking it, it worked for them. I think Florida's length eventually just got to them.
Yeah, I think you got a point there because Florida was bigger. But it looked like Florida's big man, the guy Cordone, I think was his name, looked like he didn't even want to shoot sometime. What are you going to say, Earl?
Both teams are playing great defense.
Is it Cantor? Is that what name?
Yeah, that might be his name. His name.
I thought it was with a D. I thought it was Camden.
Well, it's not that. It's not with a D.
One way to find out.
I bet he don't have no D in his name.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought it was Cordone, but I don't know.
Cordone, it is. Earl making up shit.
I thought we had a discussion last week.
Earl's making up stuff.
Excuse me, Earl. I didn't mean to say. Can you please forgive me?
Sure.
I know what you're getting ready to say, but I won't do it.
You know, we don't need to waste time on that.
But we're grown ups. Come on, man.
You want to optimize the time that Mike is on the show, Rob. You can be funny, man. You can be funny, man, next week.
I can't help myself.
See, Mike, I told you this is just like at the barbershop, man.
Thank you. His name is Cordon. Condon.
That's what I thought it was.
My bad.
What
wait a minute. Do they have another guy? What was his name? Is talking to C and an A?
Yeah.
That's who I was talking. That's who I thought Larry was talking.
Right. His name was called Crazy.
Hey, Mike, okay. I really appreciate you coming on the show today, Mike.
Yeah, we give some sanity to this team.
Not a problem, gentlemen. In fact, I just bit my tongue, so.
Don't bite your tongue on this show, trust me.
In that case, I won't then. Larry mentions like hanging out at the barbershop. I haven't had the need to go in a while. It doesn't look like nobody else on the panel has either.
Wait a minute. Wait, I still got some left. You gonna wash your face like this now.
Don't mean we can't hang out there.
Don't mean you can't hang out there, but
wow.
Now the definitive meaning.
Slide over the bow.
That was kind of tough. All right.
Hey, Earl, were there any players that stood out to you in the Final Four or in college basketball this year? But it's particularly that was in a tournament. Can you think of 2 or 3 guys that stood out to you?
I thought the gray man from Duke was okay.
Cooper Flag.
Yeah, he's pretty good. No, not really. I didn't really enjoy college basketball this year. They didn't seem like they had a lot of exciting players.
Waiting for that warning.
In my opinion, huh?
No, Heffy just gave us a warning.
Watch out for Mike, y'all.
Nothing to look out for.
Mike, anybody stand out to you?
Believe it or not, I found myself watching far more women's collegiate basketball than men's this year.
Well, we're going to get to them in a minute.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is like you just asked me about a player, I don't know all their names. I just wasn't that engaged in it. I heard about some players. I watched some. It's almost like if you're flipping around, you see a game on, it's like, okay, let me check this out. But it wasn't appointment television for me till the tournament, and that only lasted till my bracket busted. So,
Bob, anybody impress you?
Yeah, and I'm like Mike, because in our pre-setup, you were talking about, it had me thinking about, you said pick 3 players. I'm like Mike, I could not get a third player. Now 2 players I got. Walter Clayton, I mean, that boy is a beast. He's going, if not the first player, somewhere close. And we know Cooper Flag. But the guy could shoot his behind. And look, I mean, each one of those games he won when they were down by all those points the game before. And then this game, he didn't score the whole first half, and he came back and scored 11, and those points are the ones to me. But that's all I can see. But I'm like, Mike, I really did. I was trying to think, man, there's no other teams where I saw any standout player other than them 2.
There you go.
What about Broom for Auburn?
No, he didn't do that. He didn't move my skill at all.
What do you think about him, Earl?
Who, Broom?
Yeah, I know he got hurt. He got hurt.
He's okay, but you already know how I feel about left.
Larry, what are your players?
Oh, I got those 2, and I picked a guy from Auburn, Broom. I thought he was playing well at first. He failed in the semifinals.
Yeah.
And it seemed like he's left-handed, which is one reason Earl didn't like him. But it looked like he hurt his right elbow, and he couldn't. He wasn't as effective to me.
Well, what I have to say is his inconsistent play was not because he was being injured.
What do you got? You got a problem with left-handed people?
Yeah, Earl.
I don't have a problem with left-handed people.
Oh,
I'll tell you that left-handed people tend to be a bit more inconsistent than right-handed.
No, he has a problem with people that go both ways.
Here we go. Okay.
Where did that go?
Speaking of going both ways, let's move over to the women. Let's move over to the women's basketball. Mike, UConn, how'd they look to you? Real easy setup here.
Yeah, they look great. In fact, the player that impressed me most on good one, Hefe.
Way to go, Jeff.
The player that impressed me most on the floor was number 12 for South Carolina, though. She was straight up balling.
Oh, that's Wally.
Wally, yeah. Yes.
Oh, I wasn't aware we moved over to the women's already.
Just did.
Nonetheless, the big 3 for UConn, they all played great. I mean, definitely well enough to win the championship. But one's from DC, so that also helps. But
give DC some props.
Yep, DMV.
She had a good game.
Oh, she had a great game. But yeah, those 3 were awesome.
Can I comment on the men's game? Skipped over without me realizing.
If we did, I apologize.
Walter, whatever his name is, played very well the majority of the series, but I have a problem with the way he played last night. And I don't care if he scored some baskets in the end. He looked bad to me last night.
They were on the
compared to how he was playing. He was averaging 30 the last 2 games. He scored 13 points, and he was 1 for 7 from the 3. I didn't expect that performance from him in a game.
But Earl, they were double teaming him, man.
Yeah,
they just started double teaming him.
Well, double teaming.
Man, he played him no different than they was playing him the whole tournament, Bobby.
No.
They doubled him, and they made Florida not let him bring the ball down.
Right.
Probably wait until the second half. Florida's coach should have probably made the change earlier.
So when you get to the pros, they're going to have the ability to be able to do that.
They don't even double team in the pros.
Huh? I got a problem with you thinking he's going to be one of the first players picked. He's not going to be in the top 10 players picked.
I'll guarantee you. He'd definitely be in the top 10.
He won't.
Earl, didn't he
Well,
average
he won't.
30? Did he average 30?
In the last 2 games. I mean, he was killing people most of the year. He was killing people.
Right. Shall be writing this down.
If he had
scored like the next show.
Yeah.
If he had scored 20 points, I'll say okay. But 13, that's a dramatic drop from what he had been doing. I was disappointed in his play.
But the 13 were key points. Those
once they took the ball out of his hands and let him run around picks and stuff, he was able to get some shots. But they were jumping him with 2 people, like Bob was saying. As soon as they got one guy was picking him up high, and as soon as he got across half court, they were forcing him to give it up.
Yeah, which was I thought a great defense.
And Houston has good defense too.
Yes,
man,
and I thought it was a good strategy too.
Tell you, if you take out his last performance, this guy was out of control. His last performance was horrible.
But Earl, like I said, they really was dealing the guy. But just remember this: in the last 2 minutes, he scored 9 of the points that brought them back.
And that's been his trademark. So all those games where I thought they should have lost, down the stretch he was hitting shots. And I got to give it to him.
I don't care what y'all say, man. He scored 13 points in his last championship game. I got a problem.
No, you're entitled to
your
opinion.
That's my. We can move on.
And he's not even left-handed.
13 points was a dramatic drop-off.
Oh yeah. But I think Houston is one of the best.
Okay, what I'm saying is this: when people play Shea Gilders, they be double teaming him and trying to do everything. It don't matter. Mm-hmm. If you great, it don't matter what teams do to you. It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Steph Curry got 3 points the other night.
Okay, in one game though. How many games has he played? Everybody gonna have a bad day.
So what about now? You're making a point for the guy. That was his one game.
No, you can't have a bad day projected as the baddest dude in the tournament.
But you're contradicting your own self. You just said Mark can have a bad game.
Hey, Mike, can he have a bad game, or is Earl right? I hate to draw you into this. Really,
no worries. It's just while anyone can have a bad game, he seems to have a beef with the guy. Earl seems to have a beef with the guy in general. I can't pick up the number one.
I don't have a beef with the guy.
What do you think about it? What did you think as a player, Mike?
You cannot score 13 points in a championship game, and you've been averaging 30.
That's cool.
It doesn't seem like a drop off to y'all. Something's wrong.
You can say Paige Bunkers was the best scorer in Connecticut, but she was the third scorer in the championship game.
That's true.
Sometimes in the championship game, she scored 20-something points.
Even still, she wasn't the leading scorer. Sometimes you play the role that you need to play to win.
So what do you think of him as a player, though, Mike? Just you.
I have zero issue with him.
Okay.
I think Houston has one of the best defense. They're one of the best defensive teams.
They'll probably be a fine pro. So
he'll be great for the Wizards.
Well, that's asking a lot right there.
That's a trick. That's a trick statement.
All I'm saying, don't say he's everyone's been saying he's so great and he's in crucial games. The real great ones, we haven't seen all the games, so we can't.
Got you, Earl. We got you.
But you very rarely see one of the great ones say, "Oh, he's entitled to a bad game." The great ones come.
Earl, proof will be the draft. Just remember, he's going to be the top.
He won't be the top 10.
No, we'll see. Like I said, we'll see.
No, Jeff, that's for a whole different reason.
No, it's a whole different reason.
Whole different reason, Jeff.
But that's a good try, though.
Yeah. It's exactly what it states. He was go.
Now, see, I'm kind of sensitive to that. Is that him saying, excuse my language?
No, let's stay on point. Let's stay on point with the show, like you tell me.
Is he saying, why not just shut the hell up?
No, that's not what he said. He just said you can go. He's just saying So since I'm saying you so been sensitive.
No, but that would be my way of telling somebody just shut up because you keep holding it over.
We cannot talk about our guests.
I don't
I don't
think,
even know Hefe. I ain't saying nothing about Hefe. He could be a killer for all I know. I don't go on people's shows.
Hey Larry, will you please go to the next thing?
so. Let's go to the women now. So Mike was talking about he liked the big three for Connecticut. Earl, you got any comments on the women? Hefe coming back at you.
Oh, you good? You good? We're gonna probably bring you on the show when Bobby takes one of his days off, Hefe. I like your spirit.
He's a good guy.
He just talking about the guy. Just told him something. Now he telling me he put me off the guy.
I said Bobby, you got golf tournaments, you got book signings, you got.
I'm a little sensitive. I'm sorry. I was in my feelings. My bad.
You're gonna have. You're gonna have Mike say
Midwest also.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna have Mike say he thought he was coming on a sports show and he hit it with a bunch of.
That's right. Let's circle back. Back to the women. I know Mike said he liked the big three.
And number 12 for
and for Wally. Yeah.
Who's the big three?
It's gonna be Strong.
Beckers and Fudd are good.
Beckers and Fudd, yeah.
Yeah.
And who?
Fudd. The woman that went to St. John's.
She's
you said that's the big three? You mean the three best players?
Connecticut.
Yeah. Big three on Connecticut's team.
Oh, on Connecticut. You talking about just so I thought y'all talking about big three, period. Who were the three best women players? Excuse me.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. We were just talking about we had started with Connecticut, beating South Carolina. Then I forgot that I hadn't asked Earl enough about the men, so we kind of went back to that. Right. Now we're back to the women.
Okay.
Earl, your thoughts on the women?
They have several good players. Of course, Juju is my girl. But even if Juju had played, I don't think they would have beat Connecticut. Connecticut played like a daggone machine. The big girl from UCLA.
Yeah, Lauren Betts.
Yeah. South Carolina has a couple of girls, but Connecticut just outclassed everybody. And I was just shocked. But they had a lot of good women this year.
Hold on. The Connecticut coach has 12 titles. How were you shocked?
Well, most of those 12 titles.
I was shocked that they dismantled South
Carolina. Yeah, it was a complete dismantle. I'll give you that.
And Mike, 11 of those titles, the last one was 9 years ago, so none of these people were here.
There's some recency, but recency.
The title though, but they would been in the Final Four how many times in those last years?
Probably most of them.
I'm not sure. Well, Fudd has been hurt. Fudd has been hurt most of the time.
They always seem to be in the hunt.
Beckers has been hurt most of the time too. That's a big part of them. A lot of their top players have been injured in the last. 2 of their stars have been injured. The other girl, Strong's a freshman.
But they've been in the Final Four like the last.
What, Bobby? It could have been Final Four the last 30 years. If I say I was surprised that they beat them like that, I'm surprised. So what? It don't matter what kind of
No. This is not towards you. Why are you making stuff personal? I'm just talking in general.
Why are you dwelling on it, man?
I'm just. Bob, those big three haven't really. Those big three, 2 of them have been injured a lot, and the other one's just a freshman, so they haven't been part of it recently. This is the first time that Fudd and Beckers, I think, have been together for a whole year.
Yeah, for this year. But I'm saying, and that's why I keep saying this, because he says that. But if you go look the past 6 years, like they haven't been won a championship in 9 years, but they've been in the Final Four at least 6 times, Larry.
They've got a good team, yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But they the truth though. Connecticut, man, they play good ball and they can shoot that ball, man.
Earl kind of touched on something. I was thinking they look like a well-oiled machine. Phyllis, how you doing? Thanks for joining.
What's up, Phyllis?
Phyllis, what's happening?
Phyllis Jones in the house. Me and Mrs. Jones.
Yeah, those boys were like those women were like a well-oiled machine. They look like the best basketball team out of either tournament. They were really, really good. I mean, I can't take anything away from it. And that big three that Mike was talking about, Fudd was the most outstanding player of the tournament. and they had gone on it. They had beaten South Carolina. I'll get you in a second, Bob. They had beaten South Carolina by 30 to break their 71 game home winning streak a few weeks ago. And Fud got 32 that day, and she came back with like at least 24, something like this week. What were we gonna say, Bob?
I'm not one of those, I told you so guy. But Barbie, the African strikes again. You wasn't on here last week, Mike, but I said what they were going to do to UCLA. They're going to run it at that big A girl, and they did just what I said. They ran it right at her, and that strategy on UCLA, they double teamed her down low, and they kept running it. And that's how they beat UCLA. And I said
I believe you said they were going to run at her and get her in foul trouble. That did not happen.
One out of two ain't bad.
She had a good game.
1 out of 2 is not bad. I
she
said
had a good game.
You're going to run up and down the court. Don't forget that. And I said they were going to.
She had a good game, though.
The way you claim it, trying to claim credit, you thought you got everything right.
No, I'm not.
She actually had a good game. I wasn't going to bring that up.
But they wait a minute. Wait a minute. But they double teamed her, man. They double teamed her pretty good.
Everyone does that against them, but regardless of that, they just overwhelmed them.
Huh?
They just overwhelmed their team. Their team was just out better. Bess actually played pretty well that day, but their team was just so much better than them.
Right. She had 26 points that game.
Yeah. She was scoring on them,
and she could have scored more than that because they would double team a couple. She didn't score every time. You know what I mean? They would double team.
Like Bob. They ain't stop her.
They didn't stop. No.
They didn't stop her.
They made it, but they made her work though, Larry. I'm telling you.
Monica McEady, thanks for joining us.
Monica. Oh, wait a minute. Is there any relationship there?
Yeah. The left-handed person on the screen is my wife.
Oh, wow. Oh, nepotism on this show. Hey, come on.
Monica, thanks for joining us.
What's up, Monica McEady? You got a wonderful husband there, girl. You made the right choice.
I made a better choice.
Smart move. Smart man. You know what the right thing to say, Mike.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that too. Okay, let's move on to the NBA.
Oh boy.
Short notice today, Malone, the coach of the Denver Nuggets, who's just a couple of seasons from winning the championship, and a team that's 15 games above 500, got fired today.
Yeah, that was interesting.
What do you think about that, Bob?
I don't get that one, Larry. He must piss somebody off up in the front office, man. He sure did, Monica. Wait a minute. Did Monica write that?
Well, we're in the same house.
Jeff did that.
But Jeff actually
What's up, Robert? How you doing?
Hey,
Jeff,
Robert,
a friend of mine, he lives in Michigan.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I'm like, oh wow, she's getting kudos. Good stuff. But Larry, I couldn't believe it, man. I like I said, he must have pissed somebody off. I mean, because look at his record too, not just I'm talking about not just current record. I mean, they won the 2023. I mean, I don't know what's up with that. Something's going on.
Well, just think about a week and a half ago, Memphis fired their coach. They were 15 games above 500, and John Moran has missed 30 games this year. They were still 15 games above 500. Yeah. Then last year, Milwaukee,
they were up that much.
They were like 44-19 or something like that. Last year, Milwaukee fired Adrian. Was it last year or the year before? They fired Adrian Griffin. He was 30-13. Then they ended up bringing in Doc Rivers, who was probably right around 500 the rest of the year. I don't know what you got to do in the NBA. Mike, does that strike you strange? Got 2 years away from the championship, all of a sudden getting fired?
I'm going to have to agree with Bob and probably the rest of the NBA fellas that are like, if you're fourth in the West, which is loaded at present, and you're fourth, what do you have to do to keep them stay employed? And understand that the GM is also not going to be invited back.
And got a championship under your belt.
And the championship 2 years ago.
So,
I don't know, what more can you ask? Did he piss? I mean,
hey, Mike,
did he piss off?
Hey, Mike, let me ask you something. Remember the Magic Johnson, Paul Westhead thing? Do you think it has anything to do with the players?
Yeah, I remember that.
Anything about the players? Do you think it might be? Now, he was the only coach that the Joker ever had.
Well, maybe he did rub the Joker the wrong way or something. I don't know.
It's weird, yeah.
Joker could have gone talk to other. I need these guys gone, or I'm gone.
But with 4 games left in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that 4 games left in the regular season. That's another part. Late in the year,
Well,
going to the playoffs. It's just a weird time to fire a coach.
but remember what happened? Hey, remember what happened to the Boston coach? They got fired.
Well, there was a whole lot of other stuff going on with that too.
Maybe it's some of
Maybe
it.
something like that.
You know what I'm saying, Larry? Remember the Boston coach that got fired for messing around?
Yeah.
Tipping with Sally through the alley.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing the 4 games left in the season though.
If you mess around with the owner's wife, you do.
Is that what he was doing, Bob?
I don't know. It's
You
just,
don't know.
like we
Why
said,
would you
it's
say
just
something
weird.
like that, though?
Just out of nowhere, and they got it. You know, the 4th play. It's weird.
So I guess what I'm hearing is we don't believe it's for a basketball reason. It doesn't appear to be for a basketball reason.
Nah.
But I'm looking at 2 coaches getting fired within. I mean, Memphis just fired their coach like about a week ago,
Right.
and they're one of the teams in the running too.
It's still no stranger than Dallas trading trading
Luka.
Ain't no different. Crazy. It's just crazy. How do you trade Luka and you don't even get Hillbilly Kobe in the trade?
Yeah. Hey Jeff, we appreciate you sharing the link on your Facebook page, man. And
thank you.
we continue to tune in. I'm glad you tuned in.
Wait a minute, but so Mike, what is his? How you pronounce his name?
His name is Jeff, man.
His name is Jeff. We call him Big Hefe.
Spanish for big boss. Spanish for big boss.
Was that?
What'd you say? You call him Big Head? What?
Big Hefe. That's Spanish for big boss.
Hefty.
Hefe's
Yeah,
boss.
Hefty. All right, Big Hefe.
Hefe!
Hefe.
It's not just Hefe, Big Hefe.
In the house
Hefe.
with furniture and a jacuzzi. Hefe.
Yeah, Earl, he lives out in the Midwest with you too, bro.
No, Earl's from DC.
I'm from DC, Shorty.
I thought you lived in Indianapolis.
Did you? You haven't been paying attention to the thing on you told you called me go Earl. Now where can I be for anybody but DC?
Just
Northeast DC.
Go.
Northeast DC.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he's from Michigan Park. He's from my neighborhood.
I know he's from here, but who lives in Indiana?
Burnett.
David Burnett.
That's David Burnett. He comes from
That's
Burnett.
Burnett. Okay.
The sports reporter.
Earl probably doesn't like you making that mistake either, Mike. Just
No, it don't matter. It don't matter. I know who I am. I'm secure who I
sleep
am.
well tonight knowing that.
Hey, last week, John Morant made a gesture, similar like he was shooting somebody. The league called him into the office, or not called him in, but made a statement to all teams. We don't appreciate hand gestures. John Morant does it again the next game. Bob, what's up with that, man?
To me, it is ridiculous because not only they warned him, and he still defied. And so that just tells me one thing. Something wrong with that dude. Period. First time or second time, third time on you. Thank you, Big Heffy. Knucklehead. That's a good term for him.
Hey, Rob. Hold on. If you instead of saying Hefe, if you say anything else, I'm gonna have to deal with you after the show.
I thought his name was Big Heffy.
Hefe! It's not Heffy, Heffa, it's Hefe.
Or Jeff.
Okay. Well, I like Heffy. Can I say Heffy? You say potato, I say potato.
Robert Wood says it's in his DNA. Something's wrong with it. Mike, what do you think about John Morant? Is this a big deal or a little deal or no deal at all?
I mean, the finger thing, while the league doesn't like it, the corporate lawyers don't like it. John Morant is the embodiment, if I don't give up, black bleep personified. Because you can't send the whole message out to the league, then come out the next day. That's basically saying, I don't give a.
Yeah.
Suicide.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't tell me what to do.
So this is what they did, Mike. They fined him $75,000, which pretty significant fine.
Now that you make it 250 million.
Well, you could probably buy a couple of gold chains for that, Bob.
No,
but what would they do the next time? I know it's like a misdemeanor. It's relative to what happens. But what if he continues to do it? Mike, what do you think should happen? Do you think they'll ever get to the point where they suspend him?
Yes, they will.
Bob,
I mean,
go ahead.
In the corporate sense, it's embarrassing to the league. You're trying to sell ads to Ford and Michelob and whoever else, and you just don't want that image associated with your product. And we're talking, it's $1 billion industry. I mean, in fact, yeah, Big Hefe's right. It's not like a big fine to him.
Speeding ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a speeding ticket. Those are annoying also, but
this is the thing. That's not like one offense. So you just
he's got to
look at the whole situation that this guy's in.
Lauren, how you doing, Lauren Lassiter?
Hey, Lauren.
Hey,
Lauren, what's up, Lassiter? So yeah, it's more than just this one event. You got to tie the whole thing.
Yeah, he is a strength.
Yeah, you think certainly we've seen people take shots and put their guns back in the holster and blow their finger.
This is John Morant who just.
I know. I was getting to this point. So his past behavior with the videos is probably certainly making this a bigger deal than it would ordinarily be, don't you think?
Oh, definitely.
You don't think it is?
I'm asking a question. I have an opinion.
This guy for how many games did he get suspended for the gun thing?
First time he got three days, which had 3 games, which I thought probably was harsh. The second time was 25 because based on what you said, because he should have known. Hey, Sharice, how you doing?
Oh, man, Sharice, what's up, Sharice? You got puffs in your stuff in your Afro puffs. Hey.
So, Earl, what's your thought on John Morant?
He lost his mind. He's crazy. Look, if something, as Bob said, it's obviously there's something wrong with him. If the guy who's the league responsible for paying your paychecks says don't do this, and you do it, and evidently he could care less. Well, he don't care less about his job. They can fire this dude for that. It's not a good look. First of all, I've lost respect for the commissioner of the NBA. You tell him not to do it, he does nothing. Nothing happened to him.
Well, they fined him. That's what happened when they
come on, Larry. This guy makes $250 million. $75,000. That's not doing anything.
Well, that's kind of showing you that the offense is not that bad initially, But my thing is,
disrespect is always bad, Larry. And
what's always bad?
Disrespect in any kind of shape or form. John Moran disrespected.
No, I agree. I mean, at some point, he's almost forcing them to do something.
Yeah.
I got a prediction.
Go ahead.
He keep this up, he's going to be out of the league.
I'm agreeing with Sharice and Bobby.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get him either. I don't even
start costing folk money.
Well, I mean, just look at his dad. That should sum it up, You ever seen his dad on the sideline trying to fight? Remember, who was he trying to fight?
Shannon Sharp. Yeah.
Little teeny man, yeah. So Big Heavy said it's in his DNA.
But that was Robert Woods said.
When Woods said that, yeah, he's right. He's right. But I mean, that's a lot of money, man, to forego. So something's got to be not right,
NBA West, Wild West. We got like 4 teams that are tied for 4th place, and the Lakers only a half a game ahead of those teams. Which 2 teams are likely to come out of the Western Conference? Earl, I'll start with you.
Oh, Oklahoma and Houston.
Oklahoma and Houston, the 2 leaders.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, what about you? Who do you think?
I'm going to go with the Warriors in Oklahoma. I think the Warriors are in a position right now where I would not bet against them.
Bob.
obviously OKC and Houston, but don't sleep on the Clippers, man. Kawhi is now not doing no load management. He's playing every game, and Harden is looking like MVP status. Don't rule him out. But I'm with Mike. I think I like Golden State too.
They're getting hot at the right time of the year.
Hey, put them on next time, Jeff.
Yeah, bring him on. Maybe we bring Larry's son on.
I don't know. We got an age limit.
So I definitely think Oklahoma City's going to be there. I would have probably said Denver until they fired their coach today.
Right.
But Bob, you make a good point about
Clippers.
Yeah, because there's another guy that's played well this year who's way under the radar, Norman Powell. A lot of people thought he should have made the All-Star team.
Yes.
And Harden is playing, even though Harden, one of Earl's lefties, has not played well in the playoffs.
Never does he?
He needs to show up. Getting to Earl's point. He feeds into Earl's theory.
You know what I think his problem was, Larry?
What's that?
The teams that he played on, especially when he was playing in Houston, he was working so hard those 82 games. When it came to playoffs, that seemed like he was just burnt out. Because remember, they didn't have too much more than him. And I thought he was just burnt out every time he made it to the playoffs. Because, he was playing. He wasn't missing no games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't giving him that pass. He's done it too many times.
But checking it, but Larry, listen to what I'm saying. Larry, remember when he played with
it's lots of people that play the full season and,
no, but not doing the work that he does. He puts in the work, especially and that's why I think he's going to be better now because he's not the main player anymore.
He wasn't the main player in Philadelphia.
I'm just on the nerves. Why are you on the nerves, Sharice? Yeah, put in there why. Put in there why.
They're asking for an answer. Why does he get on your nerves?
But he puts work in, Larry. But I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't the best player in Philadelphia.
Right. But that wasn't a good fit for him anyway. He shouldn't have been on that team.
Well, the question was why, Sharice?
Oh, I must have accidentally pulled it back up. My bad.
Okay.
No, I put it back up.
Oh, okay.
Because I was waiting for her response.
We'll give her a couple of seconds. Is anybody else in the West? So Bob picked Los Angeles Clippers. Any other sleeper teams, Mike or Earl in the West that might make it to the finals?
I had Golden State.
Who did you pick at first? Golden State and Houston?
No, OKC.
Okay. But do you have a sleeper team? That's what I was asking.
Well, I mean, from their position right now, the Warriors are the sleeper team.
Oh, okay.
Yes, like 7 out now?
Something like that.
Well, something like that.
Hey.
Or in that big hodgepodge of
right.
It's like about 5 teams within a half a game.
Hey, Larry, write this down. Write this down. Like Mike said, Barbie the African is saying OKC.
I got a pen.
If OKC is going to crumble, they're not going to make it to the championship. I think they're imposters. She says she thinks he's overrated. Okay, Sharice, why you think he's overrated? Come on, we're going to get it out of you. You just don't like because he got that ugly beard. Look like he's chewing on a cat. But you hear what I'm saying, Larry? I think, remember I said it, Mike. Remember you heard me say this.
I heard.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. That's taking the field against one team. Okay, it's possible they can lose. Who's going to beat them?
Oh, pick one out in the West.
No, I want you to tell me who's going to beat them. That's the team.
I'll pick. Houston could beat them. The Clippers could beat them. Denver could beat them. They're beatable. They've been proven they're beatable. Who they just lose to? Who they just lose?
They can lose. The West is loaded.
Yes, that's my point. And I think they're imposters.
She said that's one reason.
I knew his beard. I knew it.
Who's an imposter?
She was talking about Harden.
She was talking about one of the reasons why she didn't like him.
She said he gets on her nerves, and then he's overrated. And Bob said it's because of his beard, probably. And she said that's one of the reasons she doesn't like him. Switching to the Eastern Conference. Who's coming out of the East?
Ooh.
Well, it won't be my Wizards, so
Oh, please stop. I don't believe you even mentioned. That's sacrilegious. You cannot mention that team on this show.
We are not the worst team in the league at present.
You're kidding me.
No, we're game up on Utah.
Utah, yeah.
We're the worst in the East, not the worst in the league.
That's sad. Take credit that we.
And that's all I can take.
Dang. Who's your teams though, Mike?
Who's coming out of the East, Mike?
Hard to pick. I'm gonna go Milwaukee, Boston.
Milwaukee and Boston. Okay.
Why not?
No, that's one reason is I think I don't think Lillard's gonna play. That's gonna really hurt them because he's got that blood clot. I don't think he's gonna play anymore this year. Bob, who do you like?
I think they're gonna be okay.
Okay.
It's almost the reverse of the West.
Yeah,
all these mugs are so parody to me. Anybody can come out of that mug. It's the opposite though. There's so much competition in the West, but here I'm like, I'm not. But I'm a fan of Cleveland.
So I'm saying, who's going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals? Not asking who's going to come out.
The Eastern Conference. Oh, you mean not the whole thing, just the Eastern Conference? Well, you need to clarify yourself there, sir.
That's why I said that the first time. I say that every time.
Excuse me. Okay.
And it's probably in the notes that I set out too.
Show me the written notes. Mike just exposed y'all. There's no written notes on this show.
No, they've
I say Cleveland, Boston. And so the sleeper, there's going to be a sleeper.
Who's the sleeper?
And I'm not sure, but remember Bobby the African said, write this down. It might be Atlanta or don't sleep on Orlando. And even Detroit might be in the running.
Earl, who's coming out of the Eastern Conference? Well, let me put it this way. What two teams will be in the championship Eastern Conference?
I would say Indiana and South.
Indiana.
But anyway, what I was going to say before I said what I said, I'm just starting to realize that Bobby can play basketball much better than his knowledge of basketball. No one has to look out for Orlando. They're nothing. Why would you fix your face to mention Orlando's name?
Remember Bobby the African said, that's all I'm saying. I'm going to eat your words. Remember I said this is a sleeper. It's a long shot, but it's going to be somebody like that, y'all, in the East. That's all I'm trying to say. That's how bad they are.
So you don't think New York? You don't think New York?
That's a possibility too. Pick one, Larry. Anyone. All of them are mediocre to me.
Well, I'm thinking Boston and Cleveland should be in those finals, and one of them will definitely win the East. Indiana is kind of sneaky, though. I think they're kind of sneaky.
They ain't going nowhere. That mother's soft.
They'll probably go further than Orlando.
You say Orlando. Come on, Bob.
They'll go further than
Earl, let me ask you something. Have you seen Orlando play?
I would.
Yes or no? That's a yes or no question.
First of all, I'm the type of person that doesn't speak on anything that they haven't seen. I wouldn't be talking about Orlando if I hadn't seen it. I'm not like some of the other sports shows that are on the internet where people haven't seen anything and then they make statements. I'm not like that.
Okay, so you've seen them play. You don't think they're playing good?
No. They have the guy from Duke. Okay. Suggs maybe some days.
That's two players. Okay. No, that's fair. That's the difference between, somebody who played football and somebody who played basketball.
First team All NBA right now. Who is it, Bob?
Excuse me?
Who's the first team All NBA? Who's going to make first team All
NBA? Stephon Curry. I'm not sure about Giannis, but Giannis, Joker, the boy from one of them. I don't know if both of them. You just talking about first team, right?
Right, first team.
Yeah, one of the Celtics boys, but probably the light skinned boy. I don't forgot his name. Tatum. And my fifth person might be either Mitchell or Mitchell. That's my five.
Oh, Donovan Mitchell.
No,
Okay.
I said Joe. I didn't mean to say Joe. We talking about no. We did say all NBA five, right? Yeah. No, that's my five.
Okay.
Is that your list, Big Perk's list, Stephen A's list, or is that Big Bob's list?
I dare you to associate me with it being imposter using fraud information. That's Big Bob knowledge. Oh, wait a minute. Ho, did y'all just hear that? Bam! Big Bob dropping some knowledge. Watch out there now, young fella.
All right.
Okay. Mike, you got an all NBA team?
I really don't, being a casual viewer, but let me just throw some names out there. One, I tend to watch the games that have high-profile people, so we're going to go with Jokic.
Okay.
Doncic, Giannis, Brunson.
Ooh, that's a sneaker.
No, Brunson's been. He's
playing nice.
Did you say Doncic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you say Joke or did you say Doncic?
I said both.
You said both of them.
You said both. Okay. Oh God, I forgot Doncic.
I don't think Doncic. He's been out too many games this year to be consistent.
Well, and throwing Curry.
Okay.
Well, what I'm saying, he hasn't played. Doncic hasn't even played enough games to be eligible for NBA.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think you got to play like 65 games.
65 games.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. Earl, who do you have?
Why would Bob say he don't know about that when the sports doctor told him that he? I don't understand. Anyway,
he didn't hear what you just said, that you don't speak on things unless you know what
Jokic.
Oh, that's debatable right there. He might know him, but he probably forgot him.
Jokic, Antetokounmpo. Am I pronouncing it right?
Antetokounmpo. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Donovan Mitchell.
Tatum.
Yeah. I think Tatum and Tatum for the Celtics. Is that five?
That's four. That's four. That's five.
Throwing his backcourt partner too. Not backcourt. Throwing his forward partner.
Jaylen
Brown, yeah.
Yeah, I go with that.
So I'm going to tell you, I didn't hear any of y'all say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's going to make it. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm tripping. Take Brown off. I'm right.
I take Donovan. I take Donovan Mitchell off my list and put him.
Actually, we just want you to look good, Larry.
Big Hefe.
I take Donovan Mitchell off mine.
Big Hefe. Who's your top NBA five? All NBA first team.
And why you putting it in there, Larry? What's your five?
So I have SGA. I got Tatum. I got Jokic. I got Giannis, and I got Anthony Edwards.
It's a good five.
That's a good five. That's not bad.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to touch on a subject that we haven't talked about on this show, but I think is for those of us.
Black golfers?
Well, we're Michael on the show, but not that. Oh. This week, on Sunday, we just witnessed Alex Ovechkin becoming the all-time leader in scoring. So,
Mike, what you doing clapping, Mike? You don't know enough about no hockey.
I know I'm a Washingtonian fan. All the Washington teams.
This is going to be my next question. Is he the number one in our lifetime? All of us are relatively close to each other. Has he been the most significant athlete, in the DC area?
I'm going to say.
Are you seriously asking black men?
Yes.
What, a hockey
player?
Yes, we haven't even seen him enough.
And I'm going to answer. The answer.
You know why black men don't play
hockey? Look. Simple yes or no.
The answer is yes.
Yes or no.
That's the
Mike said
yes. The answer is yes. And Bob,
the answer is
yes. I have a question for you, Bob. You may know Larry right, but did you know Mike before this show?
Yes. We used to go up to the Ibex.
Did you know Mike before the show?
Yeah, I met him at the Ibex.
Did he, Mike?
Okay, I have been to Ibex, but
See, Earl, you always think
No,
you know.
no, seriously,
No. No,
I have not
Mike,
met him
Mike, don't bite,
beyond
Mike, don't
commenting
bite.
on the show
Mike,
previously.
don't bite, Mike, don't bite.
Hey,
know.
Bob,
What is your point? What is your point on?
Where you going, Earl?
Bob, my point is, you don't know what the hell Mike knows. You don't know. He ain't known long enough or well enough to know what he knows about. You don't know
Mike,
what he
do
knows.
you know hockey, Mike?
He can go to the hockey
Do
game
you
every
know hockey,
day.
Mike?
All you
Shut him
know.
up. Shut him up.
I'm
Do
a
you
very casual hockey fan.
Thank you. So just shut up, Earl, because that's.
So the
Hold
question is,
on. We talked about disrespect. No disrespect.
I'm not disrespecting.
You
Can
are
I tell you to shut
disrespecting.
up?
Tell me to shut up. That's a form of disrespect.
Oh,
Tell someone-
Earl, I apologize.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ, man.
okay, so look, here's the deal. Three of us think he's probably
Yeah,
the most significant athlete in DC, in the DC area. Bob, you have some. You don't agree with that. Who would you say is the
You
most?
have lost your freaking mind. If you
Bob.
think
Who
Can I
would
make my
you
statement?
say? Can you answer the question? Who is the most accomplished athlete in the DC area?
I plead the fifth. Y'all ride me now. I can't even make my comments and shit. God, y'all controlling everything now. Jesus Christ. I feel like Willie Lester, the puppet where you got your hand up his butt and working his mouth. Okay, this is who I got. I got Elgin Bella. I'm sorry.
That's a good answer.
It's a great player.
answer. That's a good answer. I said in our lifetime, so that's a good answer.
You think Ovechkin is the best player out of DC ever?
In terms of prominence in the sports, yes.
I gotta think he's the most accomplished. But I think Elgin Bella is a good answer.
Then Elgin Bella.
Yes.
Interesting. More accomplished.
Ranked amongst his peers.
Do you understand how great a player Dave Bing was?
I understand how great Dave Bing was, but he played in Detroit.
But he's from DC.
Yeah, he didn't say from. He said,
well, Ovechkin is from Russia. What's your point?
yeah, but no, he plays for the Caps.
We just talking about a team here. Dave Bing played for the Bullets, Mike. Dave Bing did play.
He cut his teeth with the Pistons.
But he played for the Bullets. You said if he played,
Dave Bing, regardless, he was the most significant athlete coming out of.
Okay, I just said, that's the opinion.
Time.
Earl, I got you, man. I just told you what I felt. Can I have my own opinion now? God damn.
Meg, did you see what Jeff said about you, Mike?
Wealth of useless knowledge. He says this himself. Okay, this is true. I will also say all of it's not useless.
But I mean,
there's some nuggets of wisdom in there.
So I guess we're going to talk about the draft picks next week.
That's what I was about to get to. We're almost out of time. Last question of the thing. If Shedeur Sanders isn't selected in the first two picks, will the New York Giants select him with number 3?
Mel Kiper just dropped him to 9, and the other guy, they just dropped him to 9 to New Orleans. Sanders, they just dropped him to 9 to New Orleans. I don't know what happened.
That's not bad, Lauren. So you don't think the Giants will get him?
I'm going to say since they picked up Russell Wilson and
Jameis Winston,
that's going to be a lot to answer for. I mean, you knew you had the 3rd pick before you made those trades.
Correct.
Or made those moves. To pick up a 3rd quarterback, you going to pay all these guys too? I don't see it.
Well, Russell ain't getting that much, and I'm sure Jameis Winston ain't getting that much either. They're getting the bottom.
I mean, if you knew you had the 3rd pick, so you knew you could get that type of player, why would you even bother to go after those guys if your intent is to take a quarterback?
What if you thought you had early intelligence that Cleveland was going to take him with the number 2 pick, and you needed to do something?
Or if you already have in your
maybe
mind
1, but 2.
Or if you have in your mind, Mike, as establishing as a coach, that you automatically are bringing these guys in knowing that they're going to be backup and they're going to help the young boy. That's another reason, because they know they're going to be not, unless they think one of them going to start. I agree with you. But if they putting both of them as backups, then maybe Maybe.
You don't have to bring in two of them to do that.
I'm with you though, man. That's a stretch. I was trying to put. It's a stretch. I don't
Sports
see.
doctor, enlighten us, man.
But I don't like the Giants, so I don't care if they mess up.
The Giants, they're not picking Deion Sanders. They're not picking
Shakur.
They're not picking him. They don't love him. They got the two old quarterbacks backups, but they still not gonna pick Deion Sanders' son. What's his name?
Shakur.
Yeah, whatever him. Yeah, they're not picking him.
So, is the boy from Miami gonna go first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
He's
they talking about the boy from Alabama finally.
No.
What?
He not.
They're not even sure if he's going in the first round.
Well, I'm just talking about being drafted. He wasn't even on the draft. They were talking about
Yeah.
not even drafting the dude. And I'm like, for real?
They invited him up to Green Bay where they're holding the draft.
He's going to get drafted, man. He might be second round, but the boy can throw the ball. He can run.
He's not bright, Bobby. He's not bright. He's not bright. He makes stupid mistakes.
That's possible. That's a good assessment.
Yeah. That's why he's like. That's why there's several teams that need quarterbacks. And only two, possibly three, will be picked in the first round.
It's interesting to say he's not bright, and this mug led a Division I team for 2-3 years, and he's not bright.
What?
I don't see that.
Well, you have seen some of his games where he threw outrageous interceptions, and if you have seen that, maybe
he's not the only person who threw interceptions, Earl.
Huh?
He is not the only player that threw interceptions.
Well,
he's the only player who y'all looking to get drafted to throw stupid interceptions. Get out of here.
He's going to get drafted.
First of all, Bob,
they go like this all the time.
You gotta work. Yes. You gotta work.
No. Sometimes it's even worse.
Okay. So
you gotta work on your debate skills.
No. Why don't you work on your debate before you talk
about?
I got an idea. This is what's going to happen, y'all. Hold up. This is what's going to happen. This is the end of the show for this week. But hold those thoughts and keep them right there, and we'll be back.
We'll go nowhere, Mike. Stay right there.
Tuesday. Mike, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thanks, Mike.
It's been a pleasure.
You were great.
Great addition, buddy.
In fact, I hope I brought you a viewer or two.
Thanks,
you brought us some viewers, and you brought sensible answers. So now, when you're on the show, the time you come on our show, it'll be really nice because you and Larry are two reasonable people. They're not equals the two outrageous people in Bob and I. So it all equals out. It's usually just me and Bob being stupid, and Larry has to spend most of his time getting back in order. So
y'all gonna have to buy me a drink next time, though.
Yeah. Hey, Mike. For real, the real show begins when we get off. It's X-rated.
In that case, I think I might be able to hang around a little bit.
All right.
Okay, so thank everybody for tuning in. Jeff, we appreciate all your comments. Teresa,
everybody,
Robert
Woods,
Big Hefe, thanks for coming on, man.
Me and Mrs. Jones, take it easy. Me and Mrs.
See you
Jones.
next week.
All right.